everything?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, I did. Good.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about how to start a reselling business full-time or part-time. Well, you know, we have never done full-time.
Hi, Rhea Sales.
Good morning, Rhea Sales. Good morning, Lauren Lee. Yeah, so we're going to be discussing about how to start a reselling business. We are part-time. Are any of you guys out there full-time? And we're going to ask you guys to please join us in this, like giving your tips and tricks, because we do upload daily to our podcast. So there's listeners out there who are tuning in. And so, that's why we say your names here on Instagram, so people could find you guys. And so, yeah, any contribution you guys have is really helpful to the listeners. And that's kind of our mission, is to help other people, make money out of reselling. So Lauren Lee says she's part-time. 324 finds Bill, says he's full-time. And good morning, Bill. It's been a while. We've missed you.
Good morning. So our goal, Marina mentioned in one of our podcasts that, our goal is really to help people understand that this is doable, that you can actually make side money by doing what we do, because we both have full-time jobs. And we want to know how you guys started your reselling business. Like, how did it all get started? How did it become a business?
Yeah, it's a good question. And actually on Saturday on YouTube at 4 p.m. PST, we are going to be doing an interview with a couple who just started reselling. I think it was about 8 months ago. And they've already made, I think it's about like $30,000 in profit. So they're doing something right. Their business model is different than ours, but we're definitely going to be trying to learn from them as well. Good morning, Katya Spash. How you doing? Rhea Sales says she's definitely part-time, so she has a full-time job. And then we are part-time as well.
So how did we get started?
So let us know how you got started reselling. We got started reselling by watching Gary Vee. So Gary Vee would go into he would do some garage sale, he would go to garage sales, he would buy things, and then he would show the audience the comps on eBay that you can sell these things and make a profit. And we were astounded when we saw that. And so anyway, we decided to try it because it seemed really fun. And honestly, after the first time we went out and we flipped our very first item, we were addicted.
Mm-hmm. And our goal was really, the why behind why we started was really to raise money to build a backyard. And so that's kind of how we got the why and why we got started.
Exactly, yeah. And so again, let us know how and why you guys got started reselling in the comments below if you would like to share. It's always really interesting how somebody gets, started in the business. And it's funny because I was reading some posts of newbies this morning, and I read in a post this reseller got started, and again, she got hooked just like us. So this is one of those hobby turned businesses for us.
Yeah, we weren't, I didn't expect this to go this far.
Right.
So I guess, the key thing is really take action. Once you take action, it just leads you to where you are.
It is. But the other really big key thing is that there's a huge opportunity right now in reselling. If you just go and do a little bit of research, the reselling market is supposed to boom like crazy within the next 2.5 years. So I think it's also a bit of opportunity that we ran into, honestly, because we didn't know if it was going to work, and we ended up doing really well. So we're continuing it. But basically, when we first started, or, when you open any business, and please hop in if you guys have any tips for the audience, if you don't mind. Good morning, Vintage Joy Life. How's it going? But basically, you want to open a business account, just for your reselling business. You don't want to cross your personal monies and your business monies. So my sister is opening a salon. So I recommended her, this is her first time, venturing on her own. I recommended her, please get a bank account right away. right? So you can easily know what your expenses are, what your income is, and all of that fun stuff. So we do have a comment here from Bill from 324 Fine says, Tori has a day job that keeps her busy. So Tori is Bill's wife. Her closet was blowing up. I had a full-time day job. We decided I quit my just over broke job, and that's how it happened. Awesome. How are you enjoying, reselling full-time? Do you want to go back to your full-time job, or are you happy where you're at now? And A Vintage Your Life said, I apparently posted something on Posh and it sold a few months later. After that, I thought, what if I did this on purpose? That's so cool. Thank you guys for sharing that. And so it sounds like you're still doing it. How long ago was that, A Vintage Joy Life? And 324 Fine says, some states make you have a business license as well. Make sure to check your state. That is really good advice.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so as far as we know, in California, we don't have a business license, but we do have a reselling certificate, which you can use when you buy things, so you don't have to pay tax, which makes sense because if you are reselling, you don't have to pay tax. So even if you pay tax for that item, you would basically get it back because you're reselling the item. So it doesn't make sense you pay tax more than once.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a few more comments. So Bill from 324 Fine says, totally happy reselling, mostly for the community. 100%, we agree with that. The reselling community is so amazing, so warm, so giving and loving. So we definitely agree with that. Katios Posh said, I started when my husband went on his first deployment in the military to keep me busy. I started selling clothes that I had in my closet. Wow. Awesome. And how long have you been selling, and are you hooked just like we are? Okay, Vintage Your Life is giving some tips. She said a P.O. box is so important. Would you mind letting us know why you think so? Yeah. All right. So, and then you said also to open up a PayPal account.
Yes. And if you sell on, if you sell on eBay, you definitely need a PayPal account. But other platforms, some of them also accept PayPal. So it doesn't have to be PayPal, but definitely have a business account and a PayPal account if you do sell on eBay. Yeah. It's much more convenient.
But on eBay, you must have a PayPal account, right?
I think they're changing it up now. So they're going to make some changes to that, I heard.
Oh, interesting. But as of now, you need a PayPal account? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you start reselling today, get a PayPal account. Trisha99 said, I started selling my teen girls' clothes. Too good to donate. Oh, I bet. Yeah, sometimes, especially during teens, kids want really expensive clothes, right? So, and 324 Fines, Bill said, P.O. box for returns and shipping. Don't want people knowing my address.
And Lauren has something to say.
Lauren Lee says, I'm a special ed teacher in New York City. I do this as a side gig and love it. Started with garage sales. Now my friends come to me with items, buy them outright in bulk, and resell them. That is so, so cool. I'm also a teacher as well, Lauren Lee. Very cool. I do agree. Okay, Vintage Joy Life said, I use it for safety, and when the business gets larger, it helps. I think those are really great tips.
Yeah, we have a P.O. box as well.
Yeah, well, we do have a mail with a third party as well. I think for all the reasons you guys said, which is for safety, we don't want people to know where you live and things like that, right?
These are great tips. Thank you. All right, so what's next after you open a business account? We will need to establish accounting and bookkeeping system. So every business, you have to have this sort of system just to make sure all your numbers are accurate. When you file your taxes, it'll make it easy for you. And Ria says, I started selling because I wanted extra money for paying my kids' student loan. Aw, that is so sweet. That's really cool, actually.
That's super duper nice. Yeah. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, as far as the bookkeeping system, it doesn't have to be complicated. It could just be an Excel spreadsheet where you write down how much you paid for the items. That's extremely important, right? So you know how much you can sell your items for, so you know how much your profit is. So again, it doesn't have to be complicated, but you do need to write it down. And once you start growing, if you decide you like the business and you get hooked on it like we did,
Yeah.
then you can consider going to an accountant and getting some help with your bookkeeping.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, what's next? You got to build your inventory. So without any inventory, you have no store. So here's a list of things you can places you can go to build your inventory. First of all, start with your own home. Second, go to your friends and family and ask them, hey, you have anything to sell or get rid of? I'll help you sell them.
I do have to say something about friends and family. It's even easier than that. All you have to do is tell your friends and family what you do. And I'm not even joking. I mean, this has probably happened to some of you. They automatically start thinking in their head, what do I have that I can give you to sell for me?
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Like, that happens all the time.
Go to flea markets, you can go to thrift stores, you can check out retail store clearance, Craigslist, church rummage sales, those are always good. You can even source on eBay, garage sale, estate sale, so there are plenty of places for you to source.
There really are. The sky's the limit. And actually right now we heard what's really hot is like that neighborhood app. What is it called?
Nextdoor.
That's super hot. People are literally posting on there, hey, I need to get rid of my items. Like, what can I do with these things? So we do have a couple comments. So Bill said consignment for friends works as well.
Exactly.
100%
We're doing that too.
agree with that one. Resell says my friend dropped off stuff and I immediately sold them. LOL. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, with friends, we're doing the same thing. We're doing consignment with our friends
It's free
as well.
money, right?
I mean, you're working for your money, but you don't have to source it, right? Now, this is a really good question from Ria Sells. So she asks, are you an LLC and do you have to be? That is such a great question. Now, I almost feel like that's a question for a lawyer, right? But we can definitely answer if we're an LLC. We actually are an LLC. So we're actually called, our company name is Flippin' Gals LLC, and we filed that with the state of California. And the reason, there's reasons behind why your business would want to consider being an LLC, and that's just for protection in case of a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. I think that's literally it, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, so in California, it's $800 a year to be an LLC. How much is it in other states? Do you guys know? Bill from 324 Fine says we're looking into it. So an LLC is to protect you from a lawsuit, but then there's such a thing as a trademark, right? A trademark is to protect your brand. So they're like two different things, right? But excellent question. I mean, honestly, it's like with any business, right? Any business is going to have the, risk. The risk of being sued. And the thing that happens if you're sued, then, people can come after your property. Your personal property. If you own a home, your home. If you don't own a home, the money in your bank. Now, if you have an LLC, which is its own entity, if the business gets sued, they cannot touch your personal property. So now, let's see here. We have a Vintage Joy Life says, I'm looking into it too. I think Colorado is around $100.
That's very reasonable.
That's extremely reasonable. And I remember back in the day, about 10 years ago, or even less actually, California was only like $450. So it's really gone up within the last few years.
800, yeah.
And Ria Sales says, I thought it would be for deducting courses. Would you mind expanding more on that, Ria Sales?
Did you mean taxes?
Not sure. Awesome. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And again, keep those questions coming. They're really, really great.
Build your inventory. So the next step is really identifying the platform you want to sell that relates to your inventory. So if you're selling, if you have clothes, definitely Poshmark. And if you have other things, you have to kind of do a little bit of research on which platform is best for your item.
Really quickly, I think we have the clarification from Maria Sell. She said, I thought it would be for deducting taxes, etc. So if you don't have an LLC, you can sell as a sole proprietorship, right? Which again, that's just under your own social security number. And even if you don't have an LLC, you can actually apply for a social security number for your business or sole proprietorship. you can still deduct taxes if you have business expenses, even if you don't have an LLC. Again, I'm not a tax advisor or anything like that, but I've done my own research about it. Contact your tax person and ask them. They know all about this, and they should be able to give you guys free advice. But no, you don't need an LLC to deduct taxes off of business expenses. Now we do have another question. Riasel says, all the shipping materials, etc., for your tax return. Yeah, again, you can have a business without paying money for a company, like a limited liability company or a corporation, and you don't have to pay anything. When you file taxes, you will consider that a sole proprietorship, which it's just going to be, a sole proprietorship means it's one person owned and you don't have a company or anything. You can deduct taxes, you can have business expenses, everything's the same. The only difference is if there is ever a lawsuit, your personal property is not protected. So it's funny, we're going into accounting and law here, and I'm neither of those things. But again, I've done a lot of research on this stuff, so.
I'm learning from you.
Yeah, no, these are really good questions. So for identify the platform for your inventory, and we did talk about that, but, okay, I guess it brings us into number 5, which is master one platform at a time. These platforms, man, they're overwhelming. It's almost like learning 5 different Facebooks, right? You have Facebook, Instagram, what else do you have? TikTok, Snapchat, right? And it is kind of like that. So, to not get overwhelmed, tackle one at a time. If you want to be strategic, tackle the one that has the most customers, customer base, right? First, and then work from there. And also decide what you want to sell first, so you can choose which platform you should be selling on. Poshmark does really well with clothes, right? Mercari does really well with clothes, but they also do well with hard goods. eBay does really well with everything, right? So my Vintage Joy Life says MySpace. Oh yes. Wait, what's MySpace? Just kidding. So I actually don't know what Friendster is. Is that like MySpace?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
What?
Yeah. How funny is that? So I mean, it can be overwhelming. I remember like we first started selling on eBay because Michelle and I had like experience selling there, and we were like happy. But then we heard about Poshmark, so we tried to get into it, and we failed royally. We sat there for a couple of months and we did not get a sale. We didn't know what we were doing. Michelle wanted to quit Poshmark after a couple of weeks because nobody was buying, and on eBay it was like things were flying off the shelves. So we took the time, we were like, no, we're going to be committed to Poshmark and we're going to learn. So we started following resellers and learning when a reseller's passion. She was like all about Poshmark and everything. And then our stuff started selling. So master a platform at a time. Give yourself 3 to 6 months before you start seeing results on each platform. But that means you got to put work into it on a daily basis. Good morning, a reseller's passion. We literally were just
talking about you,
mentioning your name right now and how you helped us out when we first started on Poshmark. So
the next thing is you really have to do this, and this is one of my mistakes, is not having an inventory and storage system established. So when you start a reselling business, have that system established so that you don't have to scramble when you sold an item, or you don't have to scramble when you sold an item and then someone bought it.
Sorry, this just like brings me back. A reseller's passion says, hey ladies. Hey Leslie. This brings me back to, this is literally one of our largest mistakes that we made as resellers. And it took us like a year to do this. And boy, was it a project having to do it later. So highly, highly recommend whatever stage you're at in reselling now, but more importantly, if you're just starting, set up an inventory and management system. And actually Bill's wife, Girly Girl Style, we learned from her at Poshfest last year.
Yes.
So thank you, Tori from Girly Girl Style. And the other thing is like this error amongst 20 other errors are in our ebook, 20 top reselling mistakes to avoid as a reseller, and it's actually only $9 for the rest of May. It will go up to $19 after that. I totally forgot about that sale, So I'm just putting it out there for you guys.
And of course, you're gonna need your essential tools. So packaging needs, your tape, your poly mailer, your boxes, fragile stickers. So get all those essential tools. You're gonna need that for your reselling business, whichever platform you sell on, you're gonna need those things.
So I'm so sorry, but I wanna go back one slide because what is an inventory and storage system? We didn't even really talk about that. And also, guys, if you have any tips to add, please put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Because, again, we upload to our podcast daily, and people may be wondering, like, what is this? Or, like, you know, you guys are helping us, you know, with the information. So we appreciate any comments you put in there.
So for us, an inventory system, we have it in an Excel sheet. Basically, anything you source, you put in the price you paid for, you put in the price you're reselling for, you're gonna put in the price when it's sold.
And then a description of the item.
Yes, and description of the item with the measurements, and then you're gonna have some sort of indicator saying which platform it's listed on. So that would be an inventory system, and you're gonna number all your items.
Yeah, most importantly is that we bought these stickers on Amazon. It's like numbers stickers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? When we take pictures of our items, which is right after we source them, we put them in a poly bag and we slap on a number sticker, and then we add that into our Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That's our inventory system.
Yes.
Also, we put each package in a bin. Our bin has a number 2 or a letter, right? So like, let's say you have 20 bins, you name them A, B, C, D, E, right? And so in the Excel spreadsheet, you would put the location of the item. You would put, okay, blue shirt number 1 is in bin A in closet number 3 or whatever in your house, right?
Yeah.
So that's an inventory system. That's extremely important. That's in our top 20 reseller mistakes to avoid, because we wasted, not even joking, days looking for items for like a whole year, and we didn't think anything of that.
Yeah, Vintage Joy Life says biggest tip is the earlier the better with an inventory system.
100%.
Bingo! We had 1,000 items, and
yeah.
we had to set up the inventory system after that.
it was a nightmare, guys. Honestly, best advice ever at Vintage Joy Life.
So go to the next one.
So you talked about the packaging and essential needs.
Yep.
Which, hold on, I have to go back. Which there's a lot of, right? We don't have a list made yet, but we will. We know a reseller's passion in the link in her bio has a whole list, a link to all of the things that she uses. So you can check hers out. With us, people have asked us.
Yeah.
And we've answered, but we'll make a list
and we
one
did
day.
a podcast about that too.
We did talk about that before.
All right, this is, I think, my favorite spot of reselling business is setting up a shipping area. I don't know why, but sometimes I find it kind of meditative to package items.
So, of course. No, of course, that makes sense. It's meditative when you package items. It's meditative when you clean the dishes.
Yeah.
Cleaning is meditative.
Yes.
Like, packaging is fun.
It's fun because you're like, ooh, it's going to a new home. And it's like wrapping gifts for Christmas.
It actually totally is. Good morning, Nancy's Deals 18. How you doing this morning? We have Bill from 324 Fine said, that list could go on forever as your brand goes. List of
inventory?
Wait, what kind of, I'm sorry, I got really confused.
Supplies or inventory?
Oh, the inventory or the supplies. I know, right? Maybe supplies too. Because like you said, it's like packaging a present. I mean, some people do such a good job with packaging the things that they sold. And that's something that we want to improve. We were just talking on our walk that Bill from 324 Finds, they wrap, him and his wife, they wrap their items that are sold in scarves. How cool is that?
Yeah.
That is so awesome. All right, so set up your shipping area. Ours is in our home, in our dining area. It's not pretty. If you ever come into our house, you're gonna be like, what is this? Well, we're resellers and we have stuff everywhere in our kitchen. So that's where our area is. But yeah, you'll definitely need an area. Some people do it in the garage, but for us, it's convenient to do it in the kitchen, in the dining room. Good morning, talk about thrift. How you doing today?
All right, so once you have everything set up, your next step is list, relist 17 times a day.
Thanks to Bill from 324 Finds, right? That's a magic number. And in the picture here, we have Vendu. That's what we use. It's been working out really well for us.
That's when you're ready to cross list, is when you want to list on multiple platforms. But if you want to start from eBay, just list on one platform. You don't have to sign up for Vendu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to master, like we said earlier, one platform at a time. So master the platforms, and then when you're ready, jump on Vendu and cross list. So, yeah, Talk About Thrift says, hi guys, I just signed on. How's it going?
Good morning.
Last but not least, learn from other experienced resellers. At the beginning, and even now, we still do this, right? Hop on the lives, hop on the YouTube, lives, the Instagram lives, like what you guys are doing now. And learn, ask questions, contribute. So Talk About Thrift says, is it free to use Vendu? Actually, yes, it is.
5 items.
You can relist. You can do 5 items a month for free. Good morning, Irish Lux. How you doing this morning? So yeah, you can do 5 items for free, and then you have to start paying. Mm-hmm. So actually, we find them to be pretty generous with their pricing.
Yeah,
actually,
we have a referral too. If you're interested,
that's right. If you guys are interested, we do have a affiliate link in our bio for Vendu, and we also use for Poshmark Resellers Assistant, which is what do you call it? It's a VA. So they do the sharing for us and everything. Just so you guys know. We don't do it all ourselves. We get some help with that.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, keep hustling, stay motivated, and continue to work smart and work hard. Also, Saturday, 4 o'clock PST, we're going to be interviewing live on YouTube a couple whose they've made over $30,000 in like 8 months of profit. They're brand new resellers. It's amazing what they've done. It's definitely a must-see. Put it on your calendars and be there Saturday on YouTube at 4 p.m. We'll have some announcements coming out soon.
And last but not least,
TGIAF.
TGIAF. Thank God it's almost Friday. Here, you can talk about that.
All right, so yeah, this is our house on the top. I'm just kidding. But anyway, you guys have probably seen this one, right? When people walk into my house, no joke, quite literally, they stumble across all of our reselling equipment, and but they probably see junk. But for us, it's our hard work and our future savings, right? Yeah. So again, have a beautiful Thursday. Thank you so much for being a part of it this morning, and watch out for those podcasts on the Flippin' Gals podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts.
And if there are certain subjects you want us to talk about, we are live every morning. We're happy to discuss on any subject.
Yep, let us know the night before, and we'll put together a little presentation for you guys, and we'll talk about any requests you guys send our way. So thank you again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ciao, ciao.